SSM's Wednesday Global Africa program brings to you our news stories, exclusive reporting, and SSM perspectives on the day's top news. Plus, the inside scoop on Africa's most important developing stories. Join us on Wednesdays, 11 a.m. West African time. In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Yes, viewers, you are welcome. You are welcome to this beautiful Wednesday, the 4th of September, 2024. My name is Godwin Iweajua, and we're here on our Wednesday SSM update. As usual, I have my coordinators from different parts of the world. Joining us from Lagos, Nigeria is our diva, Bidi Nana. Bidi, good morning.
Good morning, Massive Mike. Thanks for having me again today. Our viewers all around the world, thanks for joining us. Let's do it again like always.
Let's do it again like always. Thank you, Bidi. Bidi, you look good. What's happening there? I mean, we thought the fuel scarcity, economic crunch will be hitting on some people's face, but that means your resiliency is on point. Tell us what's there.
Conscious decision to be happy, because Nigeria environment is not giving happiness. But I've made a conscious decision to be happy. Even if I'm hungry, I decided to be hungry. Even if I've not gotten fuel, like I've not had for some days, I've made a decision to be happy.
Oh dear, these are strong words, Bidi. Bidi, let's bring in George, and let George also tell us. Sir George Chukwu from Toronto, Canada. Good morning.
Good morning, Matt Godwin, and good morning, Bidi. How are you?
Good morning, Sir George. I'm all right.
And good morning, viewers. Thank you. Good morning, viewers from around the world. We want to welcome you to our show today. It's going to be a fantastic one.
It's going to be a fantastic one. George, before you came in, Bidi and I were saying something. Nigeria is biting real hard, but Nigerians have this resilience in them. Whatever situation they pass through, they still come out. Look at Bidi. Bidi doesn't even look like somebody in that condition we're talking about. She looks like she's close to you in North America.
Yeah. You know, there is that thing they call never allow them to see you sweat. You might be going through some things, but you gotta look good at all.
Nice.
Exactly. Sir George has it. He got
Don't worry,
it there.
Bidi. Gentlemen, you're welcome. We're welcome. Like we say here, it's sometimes when people are looking for the right answers and sometimes confusing global events, don't look no further. Look to this program. We give our unique perspective from across the globe, and George is here, Bidi is here to give us some of those wonderful new perspective. Gentlemen, Bidi, tell us. Yesterday, fuel scarcity worsened. On top of it, the pump price went from 617 liters to 896, if I'm correct. And we had also some real strong talk. At that whole thing also, Dangote was rolling out his own petrol. And his friend Otedola said he has given the cabal a death blow. Let's start with you, Bidi. Tell us, what's the story on the fuel?
It's really blowing hot in Nigeria. It's really blowing hot. You know, we've talked about series of protests and whatever that have been happening in Nigeria. I was actually expecting all Nigerians to be trooped out of the streets of Nigeria today and protest, because let me tell you, the actual protest that actually gain any results is not planned. Well, Washa, you all know that over the 3 weeks or 2 weeks, Nigeria, there have been fuel scarcity in Nigeria. People have not been seeing fuel. People, you go and queue for hours. Maybe probably before it gets your turn, they'll tell you, oh, we'll finish selling. It's been like that. 2 weeks ago, I told people here, I bought fuel for 900 naira. People were like, oh, it's not easy, it's not easy. Now, Nigerians are going through of fuel scarcity. There's no fuel in Nigeria. The prices of things has gone high. I don't blame Saraji, who keeps saying that this government is a government on gangster. Now, federal government came out and said they want to go and implement reduction of goods and commodities in the market. Federal government had an agreement with NLC that they are not going to increase fuel pump price for the next 2 years, not even up to 1 month. The NLPC, now, that you see the way they do it. In the morning, Dangote came out with his fuel. They gave Dangote about 60% of the fuel they promised they are going to give him. He's going to buy in naira. Now, what they've not told us is this: how long is this going to continue? Because you will remember that Nigerian major FS comes from gas and petroleum gas. Now, selling to Dangote in naira. And Dangote is not going to determine amount he's going to sell his products. Remember, he's a businessman. It will be on the table of NNPC to determine what Dangote sells to Nigeria. Now, federal government have increased to 800, and that's just 900 naira per fuel. As of early this year, I traveled to the southeast. I bought fuel a liter 1,200 when it was 600 naira. Now that is almost 900 naira. How much are people going to buy it? Already in Lagos, I bought fuel in Lagos 2 weeks ago, 900 naira per liter. Now it's already 900 naira from NLPC. Now, you remember that the 879 naira they are selling is NLPC. So every other filling station is free to sell 900, 950, or even 1,000 because they are in business. So it now shows you that this government is not in tune with the people. Not up to 1 month that Nigerians trooped to the streets demanding that the fuel pump price be reduced. What did the federal government did? They sentenced Nigerians who came out to protest, who were hungry. You are not trying to determine how somebody you beat should cry. You sentence them for treason, for terrorism, for just speaking out that, oh, we are hungry. Please, release us from this hunger. Do things so that this hunger can lessen. What the federal government did, he sentenced them for terrorism, treason. And Nigerians are still speaking grammar like I am speaking now.
It's okay. It's okay. We're not. Thank you very much. Abidi, we needed to hear from you. You're there facing that situation. George, you have heard what BD is saying. But this morning, the NLC, Nigerian Labour Congress, says they should reverse that petroleum price, or something else will happen any moment from now. BD said, yes, unplanned protests works out most times. George, tell us, what do you see is happening? You were making some comments yesterday on the group chat.
Hopelessness, despondency, that is the name of the game. Weaponization of poverty is the key to keep people down and make sure they have no voice. Okay. That is it. Tribal sentiments, religious sentiments, and all those are weapons being used by this government in order to make sure that people have no one voice. You remember what happened in the book of Genesis chapter 11? When people gathered together, they wanted to build the Tower of Babel. Even God had to come down in order to, make sure that they confuse the language and they stop building. So this government, rather than trying to improve on things and hear the voices of the people, what they have done is they concentrate their energy in ensuring that each part of Nigeria is disintegrated, that there is no one voice. Therefore, they use tribal sentiment to divide and conquer. And this is what you're seeing. Okay, Tinubu flew down to China. He's signing 5 MOUs, and yet in Nigeria, NNPC just arbitrarily with no regard to people's welfare, no regards to the food insecurity, no regard to nothing. They just increase the price. Just like that. So that tells you is a government with no conscience. That's what it is. This is what we are seeing. Now, fuel scarcity. If you know how much Nigeria is losing on a daily basis when it comes to businesses and how much regular people are spending above their means just to survive, food, in everything that they do, buying crude oil, buying diesel for their generators, all those things. These are the consequences of having a catastocracy in government. People that do not know the questions and they try to give you answers. It is so despicable. And I'm looking, I'm here, I'm abroad, I'm in Canada. But I can tell you what, man, my heart is shredding to pieces just thinking about what people are going through in Nigeria. It is so sad. So sad. I don't even know what to say anymore.
So sad indeed, George. So sad, PD and George. Now, but in all of that too, do we call that is slightly good news that one of us, Dangote, now process crude oil into fuel, into petrol? And let's see this video, then we'll come to the other side of the discussion. Let's see this.
What did he say?
Yeah, so BD, what I'm saying is, I hope you can hear me. What the video you're seeing is Dangote. Yeah. That's the Dangote Refinery. They've started processing petrol, and they said that actually there has been delay, but now they've started. Now the tanks you see there are trailer tanks that will be taking this petrol from one spot to the other. George, like I was saying, it's slightly good news that now we can refine our own crude oil. Don't you think so? This man has come to do this for us. Okay, George, go ahead. You can unmute your phone and speak. Unmute your phone and speak.
Yeah, this is good news, but how good is this good news? Is it good news in action, or is it good news just in information? Because you can have good news, good oratory, everything is fine. We're producing. Okay, look at this. Dangote in the morning made the announcement. NNPC in the afternoon made another announcement, increasing fuel prices. Okay, now what we're seeing is who actually brought about this fuel increase in price? Who announced it? Who made that decision? Who decided that, okay, Dangote is now announcing that we're producing fuel, we're refining our crude oil here locally. But yet, in spite of that, they call the stations, their stations, an increase from 600 to 885. And what you are seeing is that most of these places, there's chaos in that country. I don't think there is any leadership in the country. Okay. There is no leadership whatsoever.
Yes. That's it, George. Anyway, Dangote Refinery is now processing our crude oil, and what we're seeing, viewers, what you're seeing there is the depot where the crude oil is now taken and put into trailers, and trailers now take it to the fuel dump and all that. So, BD, I said earlier.
I wanted to say something before BD comes on. Okay. Have you seen what is really going on right now? Because remember, NNPC is supposed to be independent of what Dangote is doing. All of a sudden, they are working it out in such a way that now NNPC will be the sole distributor of this crude oil. Is that what it's supposed to be? Now that's a question, because we already know that NNPC is rotten from within. This is the reason why we need our president to extricate himself from the Ministry of Petroleum, appoint somebody who is efficient, somebody who can think to man this particular ministry. Yes, and deliver. He needs to get himself out of it.
Yeah, so viewers, like we said earlier, what we saw was the Dangote Refinery, the distribution point. Well, with a capacity of 650,000 barrels a day, BD, yes. Okay, go ahead. Say what you want to say. I wanted to ask you something, but go ahead. Say what you want to say.
Mike, Sir George, you see, I know a lot of people have been rejoicing. That was actually what happened in Nigeria yesterday morning when Dangote came to, and the quality of the fuel. A lot of Nigerians now got to understand that normally PMS is supposed to be white in color. That's, even ensure the health of your car, your machine, your generator. Because we don't know, all these years, it's never been white. Now, it's supposed to be a thing of joy, but I'm telling you, there's nothing joyful in this thing because this thing is pure business. Now, you know why I said there's nothing joyful about this? Dangote refining, it's just good for them, for their business, because Dangote is not going to fix the price of this fuel. It's still in the shoulders of the Nigerian government to fix it. Do you understand? So I don't think an average Nigerian is going to benefit from this. Yes, it's going to be good for them, for their business, but it's not for the good of an average Nigerian. The thing, Sir George said it, this government is not, I wonder what these people are doing for it. They say government is to protect life and properties. But it's obvious that this APC Tinubu administration is not even interested in the life of an average Nigerian. What they are just interested in is in borrowing money. Do you understand? And those money, you don't even know what is used for. Today in the news, Nigeria is the third worst debt country in the world. The third. The country that is owing what in the world. Nigeria is number 3. We keep borrowing all this money and people are suffering at home. Do you understand? So I don't understand, what do we even have a government? Because if we have a government, what is going on in Nigeria today should not be going on today.
Thank you very much, BD. Strong discussion going here. Viewers, you can see how intense it is. Wednesday SSM Global Africa update. Yes, we're back. George, BD just talked about borrowing money, going out to borrow money, and that's what we want to talk about now. Presently, our president is in China. I think he should be back by today or tomorrow. Let's see this clip, then we'll come to the discussion. So, what you're seeing there is a clip of our president with president of China, with the new national anthem played right there at China Great Wall, that great hall in central Beijing. Now these two leaders met, and a lot of like BD said, a lot of MOUs and business agreements are being done. A lot of, we're watching some of these things, dialogues and deliberations. George, do you think once and for all Nigerians will get it right probably this time with this bilateral relationship we formed with China? Do you think all of this, because it looks so profound, so, do you think something good will come out of this?
It's laughable. It's laughable. Why is it laughable? You gotta go back. You have to go back into the modus operandi of Chinese people and the way they do business. Go back and know what they have done with other African countries and some of these third world countries, why they are holding them so tight that China will give you whatever you want in infrastructure, in money, but they are using the other hand to make sure that you belong, that your nation belongs to them. You see, when you sign MOUs, and I'm hoping, because one thing is this, We have become such a consumer country that we don't produce nothing. Now, bilateral is good to collaborate with countries like China, but if you do not open your eyes, you will end up becoming just, a servant to China. Many African countries, Bangladesh and the rest of them today, many African countries, they are nothing but slaves to China, because Chinese people, they have sent their police in that country, manning those infrastructures that they built for these countries. And because the countries are not able to pay, just like what Nigeria is doing right now, we have mortgaged this nation from Buhari to Tinubu, and this is what you're seeing. Tell me one thing that have come out of Tinubu's administration in 100 plus days since he started. All we see is almost 15 to 16 traveling around the world, signing contracts all over the place. What thing has it yielded to the welfare of the people in that country? Is this signing MOUs? Is this signing contracts? Tell me one thing is yielded. People's lives are even worse now than when he came in. Do you know that as he stands right now, that people are wishing that Buhari had continued his administration? As bad as he's even looking good right now. No, think about it for a moment, because we're not here to condemn anybody. If you do good, we will tell you, we'll clap for you. But when you are really doing bad, all you do is just go and make noise around the world, sign on MOUs. We don't even know whether they understand what they are signing. Because a lot of these countries that borrowed money from China did not know what they were signing. Fine lines that are written in Chinese language, without anybody interpreting it to them, they will come and show you, this is what you signed. Therefore, we own this particular place. It is all over the place. That's the way they operate.
Thank you, George.
Look at Ogun State. A perfect example is an Ogun State that did business with a company in China. Look at the way they are behaving. So it will tell you the MO of these people. We need to be very, very careful.
We need to be very, very careful. BD, how did you see from Nigeria? I know you were all monitoring the movement. The deal is supposed to be a $3 trillion US deal. Like they said, across so many sectors: oil, gas, aluminium production, seaport construction, financial services, satellite. Do you think we can pull it off? Because too much talk, too much dialogue. Pulling it off is the key.
Yeah. Sure, we will pull it up. And the pulling it up is that Chinese government is going to benefit from it. You should understand Chinese government. Chinese government, they are practically business people. And any business they are getting into, it is their interest first before your own. So it must benefit you. The aluminium, gas, all these things they listed for that amount of money is something we'll have. I talked about it the other day. Ajokuta steel mill has been there for years and nothing good has come out of it. Yes, something will come out of it, but the thing is that Nigerians should be aware that they are losing a lot to Chinese governments. Because like I just said, it's not just Nigeria. I've noticed that it's an African thing. We don't have that power of negotiation. We don't know how to negotiate. Most times when we go to this negotiation table, we have this of hitting ourselves on the leg. Do you understand? Look at what happened. Look at the kind of disgrace Nigeria is experiencing now, just by signing such agreements with Ogun State government and Chinese government. And the thing is this, one thing I notice about this, our government, we don't prioritize things in this country. They are seizing Nigerian government's properties, they're disgracing us. And you get to China, you're there to sign another one. You've not even make out time. Do you understand? To sort out what is on ground.
One that is done before.
What does that show us? It shows how desperate we are. And when you're a desperate person, when you're desperate, you tend to make a lot of mistakes. Now, I would say that our government, if you look at this China now, if you calculate it, since President Bola Ahmed Tinubu became president, this is the 14th country he's traveling to. 14 times.
15.
Thank God, I was even undercounting. Do you understand? Now, as he's traveling, Nigerian situation is getting worse. As he's traveling, companies, industries are leaving Nigeria. You can't go looking for investors Why the ones you have in your country don't have enabling environment to do business, don't get it easy to do business because of your policies. Because of your policies.
Because of your policies. Anyway, from today, I think from tomorrow, the visit takes a different turn. It will now be the 2024 summit on the African-China cooperation. That will be starting from today, I guess. With that being said, gentlemen, BD, George, together, Africa is meeting with China. China now seems to be the new big brother in the house. And like George would say, they are playing smart anyway. But somehow, George, I want to play, we say, the devil's advocate in this sense. Somehow, China is bringing some form of development to Africa somehow, even though it's crookedly done, even though they come with sinister motives. But we are seeing tangible things compared to when Europeans were doing things, America were doing things. I mean, we're seeing things, we're seeing trail lines in some parts of Africa. George, what do you think as the summit continues today?
Let me tell you, can I say something to you? When we were under the British rule, we had water in the houses. We had electricity all over the country. There were roads and schools that were built. Even missionaries, they did a lot for Nigeria to bring us out of where we were to where we're supposed to be. We started going down after 1960. We were going up prior to 1960. We started going down after 1960. We have never seen the light of day since our independence. This we know for sure. 1960, 1963, 1966, which is where the war started in 1967, up until today. The only light Nigeria has seen was right after the war. And it seemed like there was sunshine in Nigeria until the military took over again. I mean, you know, we saw that, you know, for 10 years, from 1970 to 1980, there seemed to be some kind of sunshine shining in that country. Now, fast forward until the military started playing games again and here we are. Nigeria have not seen the light of day.
Again.
If you go around the world today, there is no single place you will go to, you don't see a large population of Nigeria. This Japa syndrome started so many years ago. Before, we used to Japa to go to school and come back. Now, Japa is meaning taking your generations outside of Nigeria to stay right there and don't come back. This is so sad. The giant of Africa. People need to wake up. We need to realize what the government is doing to the people with all these tribal sentiments, divide and conquer. We need to wake up to it. We need to stand firm because democracy is government of the people, for the people, by the people. But what we are seeing is what you call, I don't even know how, you know, is it imperialism? I don't know what to call the government of Nigeria. There is no definition. There is nothing there anymore. Now, what they're saying is treason. Everything is now treason. This is it. A democratic government.
Thank you, George. Thank you, BD. So, but George didn't get my question answered. I said, I still feel that the Chinese are doing, at least relatively, compared to what the West did.
They're doing. What?
Let me answer you.
Hold on.
George, let me speak. George,
I want you to answer this question. What are they doing compared to what I just said?
Yes,
what
country
are they building up compared to what's going on?
In some part of Africa, you see rail, you see train tracks, you see structures, building complexes. I'm seeing this.
Have you studied the financial welfare and the communication, the relationship between
that's a different issue altogether. What we're saying is some form of development, some form of change is springing up, and Chinese is doing that. I mean, that's what the people want also.
Can I say something about that?
Okay, go ahead, BD.
Yeah, sure. Chinese would certainly bring a change to it, to infrastructure. They will bring development. Now, but having said that, they are going to do something better than the Western world have done. I totally disagree to this. See, let me tell you, I've had stories how we used to have a very good pump by water in this country. Our rain stations works, everything works. And from history, if you look at it, everything was working when the colonial masters were here. Everything was working when the military government was here. But since democratic system of government that we're using to deceive ourselves took place, everything stopped working. Do you understand? It's not about the Chinese, the European, the Western world, or it's about we. Do you understand? It's about we. This we are working until our people get into the power. And our people are this kind of a thing that they don't feel that the people deserve better. Nigerian leaders don't feel that the people, the masses deserve better. So they do anything, and because the people themselves are not ready to question their leaders for them to be accountable. Do you understand? They kept quiet and they're taking anything they throw at them, so they kept doing it. And today it has become a norm. So let me tell you, even this Chinese comes tomorrow and start building all this, like I told you, it's only for their own benefit. It will work as long as it's benefiting them. Chinese man is coming to do business. He's not coming to develop Africa or develop Nigeria for you. He's practically coming to do business. And as long as it's benefiting him, most of the problem we're having in Nigeria today are Chinese. All the
Thank you very much.
fake drinks we produce in Nigeria are Chinese. Do you understand?
Thank you,
so
Billy.
it boils down to us, Nigerians. If we want it to get better, it will get better.
Yes, you guys have been pouring out knowledge. Yeah, viewers, let's go on a small break. We'll be back. George, stay tight. BD, stay there. We'll be back. Thank you.
In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
This is everything you need to marry a Nigerian girl. Her father gave me a list of 39 items which include a live goat. The first place I went was the bulk food market. This country has some of the most extraordinary culinary diversity in the world. I'm talking about Nigeria. This first dish is amala abula, made popular by the Yoruba people in southwest Nigeria. It starts with amala made from dried yam and then is covered in a variety of soups. Next we have ofe nsala, a white soup that is synonymous with the Igbo people of southeastern Nigeria. It goes best with fufu, or akbo as the Igbos call it. Next we have suya, the most well-known food of the Hausa and Fulani people of northern Nigeria. Meat is covered in a peanut-based powder called yaji and cooked over an open fire. This is banga and starch, a classic of the Urhobo people of Delta State. Lastly, we have onunu, a plantain-based swallow of the Izon people in South Nigeria. We are eating it with fisherman's soup, popular throughout this whole region. And of course, we don't forget the jollof rice. This is popular everywhere in Nigeria. I think what makes Nigeria so great is the diversity of all the different people coming together. These beautiful ethnic groups living side by side, sharing culture and cuisine is what makes Nigeria such an amazing country to visit. Nigerians should be so proud of that cultural heritage, as there is so much more that unites than divides them.
SSM's Wednesday Global Africa program brings to you our news stories, exclusive reporting, and SSM perspectives on the day's top news. Plus, the inside scoop on Africa's most important developing stories. Join us on Wednesdays, 11 a.m. West African time.
Yes, George, BD, we're back. We're back. Discussion still roll on. Right now, we're talking, guys. One of the world's richest person is right there in our country. BD, did you see Bill Gates? Did you shake hands with Bill Gates?
Yeah. Yeah, he's in Nigeria.
Yes.
I've not really shake hands with him, but I'll do that today because I'll be going to the he's actually in Nigeria. They said he's here to advocate for nutrition and health related issues. We are happy. Welcome to Nigeria. This is not the first time he's coming to Nigeria. he's been coming. But now, if I don't know why this thing is keep coming, it actually have been a propaganda or rumor. I just want to be sure he's actually here for health and for nutrition advocacy, like he said. Because, a lot of people have accused him for several things about, depopulating Africa. That's just, I don't know why that keep coming to my mind. Yeah, he has been accused of wanting to depopulate Africa. And he said he came for nutrition, he came for health, to assure that Africans have good health. Are we
Yes.
safe? Well,
No,
I don't know.
we're safe. We're safe. Okay. Anyway, viewers, Bill Gates, yes, the co-chair of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, is in Nigeria, I think, as the report goes. Yes, like you said, BD, he's come to look into opportunities of tackling health challenges, promoting innovation, enhancing nutrition in Africa. George, when the Africans hear Bill Gates these days, as Bibi was saying, what comes up is all these conspiracy talk, all these talk of him trying to kill people, depopulate people. Do you think that's true? You think it's true?
They say that theory is, we can talk all we want to, we can say all we want to. There will always be people on the left while some are on the right. So whenever something good is coming, somebody will look into it and find something bad they're saying. If Bill Gates is exactly what people are alleging that he's doing, would have been, exposed and found guilty some kind of way. But it's just that people just, just just saying whatever comes to their mind, because in our country as it is, it's almost practically impossible for anybody to come over there without us thinking that they have ulterior motive. The man is a multi-billionaire, for goodness sake. Regardless of what it is, he doesn't need anything. It is just working through his not-for-profit organization that is helping Africans. So I mean, he's giving money. He's doing a lot of good things. I mean, we see Prince Charles, they have their own. So many people that are rich find a way. To them, this is a way to appease their conscience, to give back to the people. And do not understand, because some of these philanthropic endeavors are also tax saving for them. So they rather use that money to do good to, third world countries, and then have a tax write-off, rather than just not doing it and then paying the government these taxes. So some of these things that they're doing, it is also for their own benefits. In Nigeria, you can give, there is no tax write-offs. But in North America, in most European countries, they give you incentive to help, to give. That even when you give to churches, you can write it off in taxes. Percentage of what you give to churches, you write it off in taxes, and that reduces your tax obligations or even bring money back to your pocket. So that's what we need to really understand. So as for Bill Gates, I think he's doing a fantastic job. He's not Jesus Christ Jr. He's doing the best he could in his own capacity, in his own understanding, to help people that are in need. So that's one thing we need to really come to full understanding and allow the man to do what he's doing. If there is anything insidious in what he's doing, it will come out in the open, the normal way, not by people just getting on the social media and typing nonsense they don't understand.
Yes. These days, viewers, we need to say this, George. Thank you. BD, also hear this. Africans, a lot of time, our news are more of sensational, emotional reading news. We're not really putting real deep facts into things. Listen to this loud and clear, viewers. Bill Gates cannot go to Africa and want to kill everybody in Africa and depopulate Africa. That mentality, that comment, I don't know where it came out from, but it's not true. We have to be objective here. Nobody can just come and say, I want to depopulate people and kill. No. I mean, the world is not in that form again. Yes, Hitler tried that some time ago, many years ago, and that was because that was how the world was. So it's not so. This man He's a businessman, first of all. And like George said, he pays tax on all of these things he does. So you need to put all of this ideology together.
He has tax benefits. Tax benefits.
He has tax benefits and he also pays tax
benefits. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's wrong to just assume. What we're doing is assumption. The man is coming to kill everybody. He's coming to depopulate Africa.
No, nobody said he's coming to kill. But during the COVID, there's a lot of assumption, and every assumption and rumor was towards Africans. So, and his contribution and his involvement during the COVID. So it was a rumor that is open. It's a close. Secret open rumor that was there. Yeah. So I just
there's no secret there. That is just people making up their own.
And George, where it starts from? It's actually these conspiracy theorists in America. They start those things. They put up so many things. They say a lot of things, and the Africans will just carry that part of it and say, "This is what it is. The man is coming. He wants to depopulate us. He wants to reduce our number." Anyway, viewers, he's in Nigeria presently. Bill Gates is in Nigeria, and he's come to talk some business. He's come to do some things, show some opportunities in tackling health challenges, promoting innovation, and we hope to see what this will bring back to us directly. Thank you, viewer. Let's go on. George BD, there's issues. There are some issues media homes don't talk about. I don't know why they choose not to dabble into those kind of topic, but we say those things here. Yesterday, a retired judge told Nigerian government to please begin to create a special agency that looks into widows, that looks into women without husbands, women that lost their husbands one way or the other. Our government is doing nothing about that. And if you look at the Bible, the Bible says what God considers pure and real religion is taking care of the widows, the fatherless, the orphans. George, you think it's a good thing to bring this topic out? Will the government do anything to help the widows? You've not helped the
No. Why try to do the undoable in your space when the doable are not being done?
Okay.
Why are you trying to do the undoable in your space when the doables are not being done? This is just nothing but somebody just coming out here, to just express their own supernatural imaginations in a country like our country. You're going to think about, taking care of widows. Well, listen, you got to do the good. You got to do the doables first. The doables are impossible for the government to do. Now you're trying to do the undoable. So when you put it together, okay, let's just say we have a welfare minister in Nigeria. What is her name again? The one that is taking care of all these things.
Humanitarian.
Humanitarian, yeah. Kennedy. So what else are you asking for? Isn't that what that ministry is for? And how efficient is that ministry actually? Are they reaching people in the southeast and south? Are they reaching people in the south, in the north? So we sometimes we just make comments without thinking, the substance behind what we are saying. We are saying we need to do this and take care of widow, but we have a ministry that is doing that. Why not you talk to the ministry and say, why not you create a faction or a department that will take care of widows? Why are you calling on the government? They already started it, but how efficient and how effective is what they're doing? How is it? So that's the issue we have. Yeah, she came out, she's a Christian or whatever. I don't know what part of Christianity that is. And then she started making comments and all that kind of stuff. But you have to think before you speak.
No, but George, I won't want us to downplay what she's saying because nobody has talked on that side of the talk. Even if she's saying something that we know is ridiculous, it won't be done. But let it be spread out. Let it be spoken out.
We have a department that deals with this particular thing.
Yeah, BD.
See, you see, the problem we have in this part of the world is that we don't treat things the way it should be treated. Rather than saying, coming out to say, oh, we are not taking a widow section or widow program is one of the biggest program in Nigeria by church, by individual, by organization. So it's not a new thing. You understand? Somebody come up to say, oh, widows supposed to be taken care of. No, it's not an organization that has been abandoned. It's one of the most talked, most attended by churches, by organizations, by NGO, by individuals. Now, rather than talking about, and like George said, we'll have Minister of Women Affairs, and we'll have different. Instead of focusing on taking care of widow, shouldn't we focus on reducing the chances of our husbands dying? Is it not the best thing to do rather than preparing for the worst? Why don't we do everything to stop the worst happening? Take care of our men so that they will have a good life and live longer rather than dying. Nigeria is where lifespan is at 50 something. And when you watch international organization, you see men in their 80, 90 doing great things that men in their 70 cannot do in Nigeria. So we should focus on men not dying. That's where we should put our attention. Widow does not lack widow organization or widow sector does not lack attention in Nigeria. They have every attention they are getting. And if we talk about widow, what about widower? Our men not losing their wives. We shouldn't be just talking about widow. We should be talking about widowers too. We have men who lose their wives, who are left alone with the children. Well, who takes care of them?
Thank you very much, BD. BD, good viewpoint. George, anyway, that's it. It's an organization that came from the United States, and they said they came to give food, do some charitable acts. And while they were on their trips around Nigeria, they noticed that widows, a lot of women were single and nobody's taking care of them. So they made this call, and the woman, the retired judge, also helped to echo it. Okay, let's move on, guys. Let's move on. Good stories, still more stories. A Briton has been declared wanted in Nigeria for an alleged plot to topple Tinubu's government. We had news during the week. There's a British man, Andrew Wayne, even with a local accomplice, Lucky Ehis Obaya. They've both been declared wanted for planning to take over the present regime. The British man has also made his own press talk through his lawyers that he was just protesting. BD, tell us, what is happening? Is it true they want to take over our country? Are these two people planning a coup? Let's know now so we know where we will put our heads. What is?
Well, a lot of things is happening in Nigeria. Yeah, his name is actually Andrew Wane. He's wanted by.
Yes.
He's a British man, and he's wanted by Nigerian government. Now the thing is this: we don't even know how Nigerian government gets that information. But it's not a new thing. Since President Bola Ahmed Tinubu assumed office, he's been on edge. There's this fear that have continuously gripped him that they will be taken over from him. That was actually why when he assumed office, the first thing he did was to call the army chiefs and gave them oil well, and he increased their pay. Even the judiciary, he increased their pay by 300%. You know that he has been doing everything to appease them because he has this fear that the power might be taken over from him. So coming from a British man with some insiders in Nigeria, alleged, because we are not, I can't tell you the source of that news. John, this is alleged, coming from federal government of Nigeria. Now, coupled with the kind of government we have, you don't even know when they're telling you the truth or when they are making an assumption or when they're making an accusation. So I can't really say, but that's what is in the news for now.
Okay, that's what's in the news for now. George,
you see, do you remember when they were saying that we need to create a place where people can anonymously just go ahead and report crimes and stuff like that. And
Okay.
part of the reason why we say that such a thing is not good in Nigeria
Whistleblowers.
is because whistleblowers, that is not good in Nigeria is simply because people will now abuse that thing and then
Yeah.
begin to use it against their friends and people, enemies. This is exactly a perfect example of what you're seeing here.
Okay.
So Andrew has been running a bookstore in Abuja for many, many years and recently got married to a Nigerian. Okay. And then his visa was expiring and he went back, for the condition of to renew the visa and come back. And now all of a sudden, somebody he allegedly that owes him money was the one who now called the authorities and was telling these things against him. This a bookstore owner in Abuja is trying to topple the government. Come
You
on,
see?
man!
You
What
see?
are we doing in this
You
country?
see?
For goodness sake! I mean, it's
Imagine.
so it just sometimes you think about this and it's like, are we still in that primitive age? This is making news, making news. You're putting a bounty, amount of money on his head, that you want him for what reason? Because he's trying to topple the government. No, this is the man that created hunger in Nigeria. This is the one that is creating uncomfortable conditions where fuel is being sold for almost 2,000 naira in certain places in Nigeria. This is the man who caused everybody in their homes for rice to increase from 8,000 to almost 180 something thousand, naira. And then this is the man who caused 70,000 that you're paying cannot even buy a bag of rice. That he's trying to topple the government. What kind of mentality do we have? Sometimes when you think about, when you read all these things, you just want to throw it out there and close your channels and don't even want to listen. When real issues are troubling the country, real issues, people are dying, children are dying of hunger. And this is exactly what you're going to be talking about. You want to put a bounty on his head.
No.
You want to put money on his head. What about Boko Haram that is, killing, the people that are hijacking and kidnapping people in the north and all over the place? You have not. Now you're putting a bounty on. This is just so laughable. I don't even understand. Sometimes there are some of these discussions that don't even need to be attended to, because when you talk about it, you look as foolish as the people that are trying to propagate this. Honestly speaking, I can't even say anything about that nonsense.
One thing to understand about this present administration is that they have mastered the arts of distraction. They have mastered the mental and emotional stability of Nigerians. So they know how to distract Nigerians from talking on things that matters or affect them directly. So they always bring up things to distract Nigerians' attention. And that's exactly what is happening. They are good at it. You see this
That's
administration.
exactly what is happening. Viewers, you're hearing it. George just said it straight up. It's a laughable issue. Nobody will want to topple anything. Not one single person cannot even be involved in that. Now they gave an accomplice, a Nigerian man called Lucky Ehis, and we are saying it's far from being truth. So that's it. Let's come back. You're welcome. SSM likes to promote Nigeria, do things in accord with the government of Nigeria, as much as the government also is doing the right thing. So we hope that our government will do the right thing so that we all move on the right direction. We just had that for some time now, for about 14 years now, BD, the Lagos Trade Fair I used to know has been stopped. It's not been working, not been happening, but it's coming back this time. This time it's coming back this 2024, and we'll be having the Lagos Trade Fair. BD, I know you're also having your summit. So tell us, the Lagos Trade Fair, will you also be there? I got the message yesterday. Lagos will be having its trade fair. It used to be a very, very busy, very arranged trade fair back in the days. So, but for 14 years, it hasn't happened. So, but now it's coming, and he will be there at that International Trade Fair complex. The lady,
Yeah,
tell us.
yeah, you're correct. Lagos International Trade Fair over the 14 years has not been working, but that does not mean that the trade fair has not been taking place. The trade fair has actually been taken to Tafawa Balewa Square. They've been doing it there, but in
Okay, in a small way.
the international trade fair that was built for trade fair
For
stopped.
yeah,
Just politics. We always say one problem we have in Nigeria is that we politicize everything. What
everything.
happened was concession and agreement with the person that took it and the government and the Lagos state government. That was what actually happened. They could not
Okay.
come to terms to agree on a particular terms that maybe the person that bought it, the person that is in charge of the concession came to. So the Lagos state government and now took the trade fair to Tafawa Balewa, where it has
No
been
problem.
taking place. And Tafawa Balewa is not quite big to accommodate it because this
Yes. It can.
international trade fair at Ojo Badagry Express Road was built for trade fair. So thank God we are
Yes.
happy it's coming back this year, and the promises is going to. Of course, that place is big. If you go there now, that place is housing over like 4 different markets, 4 different big markets. Is there we'll have Aspanda, is there we'll have
Yes.
all the states, all the 36 states in Nigeria have their markets there. So the market is
Yeah.
actually big, and they say it's coming up this year. That's a good one. I will be there for sure. I'll be there. Bidding Nana will be there. Bidding Sword will be there. So we'll be doing our things. I'll be there.
And BD, before George tells us, you also be having your summit. Introduce that summit to us. Tell us about your conference.
Yeah, it's true. Business Summit and Fair will be coming up this year, the 5th edition. Business Summit and Fair is an advocating for friendly environment for doing business in Nigeria. More especially, our focus is on MSME and SMEs. It's coming up this year, October 17th. And this year, 5th edition is coming up in big. It's going to be a 2-day event. The first day, 16th of October, is going to be training. We are going to train people on business optimization, how you can monetize your business, how you can monetize your social media handle in your business. You can make money. There's a lot of ways people can make money. So we're going to be teaching you those things, teach you how you can access loans and grants so you can do your business. So a lot of experts and international bodies are going to be working with us this year. So if you have not registered to attend this event, please go to bdsword.com website and you see Business Summit and Fair page, register there. It's actually free to attend this event. But if you want to exhibit your products, more especially what we are exhibiting there is practically made in African products. Register there to exhibit your products. It's just 30,000 naira. Will give you a slot and you get a free publicity in all our platform. Now, if you want to be part of this full day training for business owners, how you can access loan grants and monetize your business, learn a lot about business from experts. It's 10,000 naira to be part of that one. That one will be taken.
Okay,
over
we'll make sure. We'll make sure you have more.
Secondly,
Yeah.
we are inviting sponsors and partners. Please, we are free, we are open. Come and partner with us and make this work. Remember again, before I go, our disabled business owners, we're still asking and begging for smartphones so that they can too go online and make money rather than begging. Let's take them off the streets. They are going to be part of this exclusive business summit. Is what we're having. Come October 17th.
Nice.
Radisson Blue Ikeja.
Nice,
Yeah,
BD.
See you
Nice. Thank you. And you be sure SSM is with you. Last time we were also able to have the coverage, and we're there for this time too. George, yes, we've been talking about promoting tourism in Africa, promoting our beautiful landscape and everything. I don't you think the trade fair is one opportunity to do that? Also, this one Lagos is having.
Yeah, it's a fantastic idea. I mean, I don't know what actually made that it took, made them to take that 14-year break. But right now, it's a 10-day event starting from November 1st to November 10th, and it's free. for the people to come, and where people will come and showcase their fashion, their, when it comes to jewelry and all those type of things. It was, I attended one of those trade fairs a while ago, many years ago, when I was still in the US, and it was a fantastic place to connect with people in different areas. So it's a very, very beautiful one, and I am happy that it's coming back again, because it does attract a lot of international companies to come and
That's correct.
showcase, both electronics and all those type of things. So it
Mhm.
is a good one indeed. But when you talk about tourism and all these things, it's, tourism, and when it comes to people coming to trade in Africa or to showcase their products or in a trade fair, it is beautiful. But let's make sure that these people that are coming will not encounter any type of security issues. Let's
Okay.
make sure that we treat them fairly. Because if you look at us and look at Ghana today, you see that a lot of Americans are moving to Ghana, building houses in Ghana, and they are
Yeah.
so well welcomed. And there have not been one single story, bad
Mhm.
story, concerning
Mhm.
these people that are moving there. Let's create
Mhm.
a home for foreigners, like especially people from, foreign countries, to come and invest, build houses in our country.
That's
Because this, okay, look at this British man that came to Nigeria for how many years now,
Mhm.
having a store there. All of a
Mhm.
sudden, now look at the way we're treating them. Is that what is going to
Mhm.
encourage people to come to your country? You are
Mhm.
charging him for prison for wanting to take over the government? God
Mhm.
have mercy upon me. These are
That's
things that will scare the heck out of people. Yeah, want to come over there, and then all of a sudden somebody
all
is
of a
putting them,
sudden.
yeah,
Yes.
just trying to
Yes.
accuse them falsely or whatever the case might be. you
That's
know
it.
and the problem we have is we never investigate to find out the truth. Whenever we hear anything, we blow it up. That's the DSS type of way. Arrest and begin to find charges. That's not the way. It's putting the cart before the horse. Let us quietly investigate these things, find out the truth before you blow it up. Look at this man's name all over the world now, that he's trying to topple Nigerian government. Can you imagine that? One single
All right.
individual.
Thank you. Thank you. Viewers, thank you. BD George, awesome. Awesome outing. We've done our beats here. Our viewers, this is it. Wednesday, African update. Hope to see you on Friday. George, wonderful. BD, please watch on the Bill Gates movement. Tell us, give us update on Friday if you can.
It's okay.
And
I'll do that.
yes, also we'll be monitoring other things. George will be doing so from his end too. So until we come again, guys, have a beautiful midweek. It's midweek, Wednesday.
Have a great
All
day.
right.